Let's look at this first image. What is the subject matter? What is being depicted? If you look closely, you can tell that it's a series of photographs. What do those photographs depict? Some trees, though they don't have any leaves on them, some mountains in the background. We've got some leaves, some water. It's actually a stuffed animal with two button eyes. Eggs in a bowl waiting to be scrambled. Then we have some more water and some more mountains. Clearly, it's all about spring break. Actually, it is. And we can tell that it's during spring break because though the leaves haven't woken up, the grass has. There's still snow on the mountains, but it's not on the ground. This is where they start for spring break. Then the artist and 6 of her friends cram into a Honda and drive to California, specifically Northern California, which if you've ever been to the Big Sur region, looks exactly like this. Her content is essentially, spring break, woohoo! But it's a little hard to tell if we look just at this first image. Each section is so separate from the others that it's hard to think of this as one continuous experience. Also, if you're going to think about spring break, woohoo, you don't want your image to look like this. Look at the somber colors. Look at the way in which the black of the trees looks dead and uninviting. This is not spring break, woohoo. This is spring break, oh, wow, we're going to die. Procedurally, what she does is she creates a source. She, in this case, took her photographs from spring break, pasted them on a board, and then painted that. And that is what you do for image number 1. Then you put away your source, and you look at image number 1 and say, how can I modify the form to more clearly express my content? If I want spring break to feel more like one experience, maybe I can connect up the different sections so that they feel a little more related to one another. Maybe I can brighten up the color so that it feels more exciting and fun. I can make those trees not quite so jagged, although in this case, I'm still not sure that we have spring break woohoo, because those trees are clearly on acid. What we're going to do is then put away the first painting, look at the second painting, and say, what can I modify to more clearly express my content? In image number 3, we can see the way in which it really does feel like one experience. It's all connected up. Instead of trees of doom or trees of drugs, we have lines that go, wee! These are fun lines, wee! Instead of mountains that turn into brighter colored triangles, we have bubbles! We're like that shrimp from Finding Nemo. Bubbles! This is a fun painting. I might not immediately pick up on spring break, but you can't look at that and not go, wee! Because look at those lines, wee! 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 What is it that you wish to express? What subject matter do you want to depict? Remember that those aren't exactly the same, because form is going to influence how I interpret that subject matter. I could make a painting of an elephant, but that painting of an elephant could mean a lot of different things. It could be about climate change. It could be about endangered species. It could be about the Republican Party. It could be about memory. It could be about Babar. There are lots of things that an elephant could represent. How I depict it is going to help the viewer to understand. Why does the dentist office have an aquarium? Because watching fish is relaxing. So as I look at the pond of koi, I can feel more and more relaxed. I especially like the way in which the artist upped the intensity just a little bit so that we didn't feel sad, but relaxed. When I went to Grandma's house in the country when I was a child, I had lots of fun. When I look at the photograph that this first painting is based on, though, that's not a beautiful landscape for a child to play in. That's where the serial killer lives. That's dark and gloomy and scary. So how do I modify the form to more clearly express my content? Is this person doing the assignment? Yes. In this case, she forced her younger sister to stand there and hold an orange while she stood on a chair and took a source photograph. We're going to talk more about sources in just a second, but in terms of doing the project, nobody said that the compositional elements have to stay in the same place. This student is doing the assignment. Your first image is based on your source. Then you put away your source, you look at your first image. How do I want to alter the form to more clearly express my content? She has altered the form. Then you look at your second image and you say, how do I want to further alter my form? And so she made the third image. Do I understand exactly what her content is? No, but that's not because she did the project wrong. That's because her content was really complicated. Is this person doing the assignment? No, but actually this person isn't doing the assignment. I'm cheating. This is somebody who did a series in my intermediate watercolor class. In this case, it's not a progression, it's a series. Everything has the same level of abstraction, and she has a different source for every image. It's still abstracting, but it's not the same as the project that we're doing. One thing that is interesting, though, is how even a really small formal decision can really change how I interact with the work. Having this extra border at the bottom of her watercolor makes me think about Polaroids, which makes me think that these are based on photographs. So even though they're highly abstract, I start looking to try to figure out if I can find some form. In this case, I can sort of make out a head and then an arm. The elbow goes off the edge, but we come back and we have a shoulder and a back and a bra strap. And okay, I'm going to stop trying to figure out what's going on in these paintings. When we discussed it in the critique, her response was, these were based on photographs I took at a party where everybody had a really good time. I'm too old for this.